AEW Dynamite. We've got the lineup, the list in front of us as to what it is that we can expect tonight on the show. So with that being said, let's bring up the list and see what they've got planned for us. Obviously, we're coming off the back of the 200th episode last week, which I thought was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. So can they keep that momentum going? So this week, this is what we've got. We have got, little worried about this, Anna Jay taking on Hikaru Shida. So the AEW Women's World Champion, Hikaru Shida, taking on Anna Jay. Now, there's no way Anna Jay's winning that, of course. Hikaru Shida, I expect to retain. The comment was made last week. People were saying that, is this just a way of getting Saraya to compete for the women's title at Wembley? And I think that's a pretty good shout, because you're not going to have Saraya take on Toni Storm, but you could have Saraya take on Hikaru Shida. So I think that's a good shout. So yeah, I don't know. I would imagine this match is probably just there to maybe further that storyline. So we'll see. We've got the Hardys taking on the Young Bucks. We've got FTW Championship, FTW rules. Rob Van Dam takes on Jack Perry. So that's a match that we thought we might see at one of the pay-per-view shows, premium live event shows, pay-per-view shows. And instead we're getting it on a Dynamite. So obviously there could be a screwy finish here, and then we do the rematch at one of those shows. But either way, still very exciting to see Rob Van Dam in action on a Wednesday night. We're going to be hearing from MJF and Adam Cole. Obviously, these guys doing really well in the ratings at the moment, really boosting things. We've seen some very good numbers for Collision, and I think the numbers for Dynamite, I did actually see, do you know what, now I've said that, I was just about to say I think very good numbers for Dynamite, but I actually don't know what it did last week. I know Big Time Baxter will. Big Time Baxter's all over it, but I don't know what it did. I'm just on X. I'm just on X to see what Brian Alvarez put for last week. He tends to put up the ratings, and then we'll just have a quick little look and see what was said. August. What was last week? The 3rd, was it? The 3rd? Yes. Oh, here we go. Dynamite 894. 894 last week. So knocking on the 900,000 mark. Knocking on the 900,000 mark, but unfortunately not quite enough to break into that. So, okay. Right, we've got, who else have we got? We've got Lucha Bros taking on Blackpool Combat Club. Sure there'll be excitement for that. And we've got Jericho Appreciation Society mandatory meeting. So we've actually got, and this is very exciting, this might be the first time this has ever happened. So this might be one that you want to call your friends up, call your parents about. You really might want to get in touch with some of your hardcore wrestling friends here, because this graphic is double Anna Jay. Right, we've got an Anna Jay in the top left corner standing next to Hikaru Shida. There is another Anna Jay. We can't confirm that it's the same person. She might have a twin sister, but there is another Anna Jay standing behind Jericho. We've got a double Anna Jay graphic. This is, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive where we can enjoy double Anna Jay. So Anna Jay's absolutely everywhere. My dream is that this whole graphic is nothing but Anna Jay. That's my dream. That's what I'm hoping that we're building towards. That would be my biggest criticism of AEW, actually, is everyone other than Anna Jay. So if we could get rid of all these people and just have more Anna Jay, I think Dynamite overtakes SmackDown. I really do. I think it overtakes SmackDown. Anna Jay versus Anna Jay for the women's title. Anna Jay versus Anna Jay for the FTW Championship. We'll hear from Anna Jay. There's an Anna Jay Appreciation Society mandatory meeting where all the Anna Jays have to attend. We get the Anna Jay tag team taking on the other Anna Jay tag team as well. I mean, that's what I'm hoping we work our way towards. But a double Anna Jay graphic. What a time to be alive. Do you know what? That is how you follow up the 200th episode of Dynamite. That's how you follow it up. I was sat here worried, concerned that they were going to struggle to keep that momentum going, but they found a way. They found a way. Right, Anna J equals tribal teeth, greater than tribal teeth. Anna J versus Anna J. I mean, look, there's two big shows that are coming up. We've got the Wembley show, and obviously we've got All Out as well. All In, All Out, and then I think we're doing All Shake It All About straight after that. There's every chance we do get Anna J versus Anna J. Jellyhead said, Days, I can't stand AEW. Have a good stream. Jellyhead, thank you. Do you stand by that even though that graphic just had double Anna J? Do you still feel that way, or did that change anything, Jellyhead? Please respond. Travis said, I would rather see Anna J than the unprofessional EVPs. Yes. Maybe Anna J could be an unprofessional EVP. Maybe Anna J could be the new Tony Khan as well. You know, maybe she should be like, rather than him doing all the announcements, we get an announcement from Anna J. I love it, man. I love it. Trevor said, I think Roderick Strong is going to cost Adam Cole at All In. Chris said, Sky Blue versus Anna J, Part 2. LA Dork Knight says they've bid 48 million. Who's bid? Oh, Chelsea have bid 48 million for that. What's his name? Lavia? Don't know his name. I know of him, but I never really watched. Well, I didn't watch him, to be honest. I'm trying to think if I did catch any of Southampton last year, and I don't think I did. So I don't really know much about him, but plenty of excitement around him. Is James around? James, how do you feel about Harry Maguire being sold for 30 million? Please respond. Why does Britt Baker not show up as much as she used to? Well, the spotlight sort of moved on, hasn't it, to like other women. So, you know, Jamie Hayter was the champ. Then Jamie Hayter got injured, and so then the spotlight moved on to the whatever they're called. What are they called? The Riot Girls, whatever that group's called. I can't remember what they're called. The Runaways, the Rebels, the Greenhead Freaks. I don't know, whatever they're called. It went on to them, the Outcasts. Are they the Outcasts? The Green Outcasts. Is it Outcasts? Actually don't know right now. I don't know. If I had a gun to my head right now, I'd say Outcasts. I'm just waiting to see someone confirm it for me. But yeah, so we've got the spotlight moved over to them, didn't it? So I don't know. I think they just found herself outside of creative. I think any creative they did have had to kind of go out of the window due to the Jamie Hayter injury. And so then we started going down a road that we wasn't really ready to go down, or didn't have like creative for. So I haven't heard about any injury. She posted a picture the other day of her working out with Adam Cole and looking shredded, looking really good. And we've seen her have a match not that long ago. So I don't know. I just don't think the creative was there. I mean, and you're going to get that when you get injuries and plans change, you know. You have to just go in a different direction sometimes. Anna J sounds like a 1800s lube. I know it's Anna, by the way, says William. Anna. Oh, okay. I actually didn't read the first word right. Got you now. I see it now. I genuinely didn't see how you had spelt that. I genuinely read it as Anna J. I've just got Anna J on the... I think it's because I said Anna J so many times that even if you're going to put other words in its place, I'm still going to see Anna J. I only see Anna J, regardless of what word it is you type. Trevor said, LA Knight's Yeah movement is getting more spotlight than Daniel Bryan's Yes movements. No. We're nowhere near the Yes movement, but we've got a long way to go. That was like, you know, the Yes movement would interrupt other segments. Like people, I think that's because the yes chant is something the fans can do whenever, right? And for other segments. Whereas I suppose that, yeah, you could start to bring that in, you know, if the fans want to use that as a way of agreeing with something that someone is saying, and they want to start going, yeah, maybe that'll be the next step, is the fans taking that and making it something that can be used in other parts of the show. But that, I mean, that's what we would see with the yes movement. You know, the show would start and the crowd would be yes in a way. We don't really start with Raw and see people yearing away. So I don't think it's quite broke through to that level yet. I don't think the fans have quite got that yeah catchphrase working to its full potential. Once we start interrupting other segments, or the show starts and we start seeing people doing that without being prompted, and we start seeing LA Knight signs in the crowds en masse, like when he comes out we tend to get some, and you might see the odd one dotted around, but with Daniel Bryan it would be like, you know, the show would start and there'd be people with like hands, so there'd be someone that had a head sign, and then either side there'd be people with arms, and they'd be like jumping up and down, so it looked like the sign was yesing, like you'd get that at the start of the show. And it just built to that. Now, could the yeah movement, or the whatever you want to call it, the LA Knight hype train, get to that level? Maybe. I mean, it's definitely grown, and it's definitely organic, and it's definitely something that fans are gravitating towards, but I can't say that it's quite that level yet. What is Bray Wyatt's next feud? We don't know. I mean, I thought it might be Roman. I feel like Friday is going to be massive. I did expect to see Bray at SummerSlam, and obviously he wasn't there. So I think Roman, there's a chance of it being Roman. I really like Grayson Waller as being his next feud, though. I think Waller is looking at this stage not really for wins. Obviously, he would like them, but it doesn't matter at this stage. He just needs TV time, and he just needs to have like good feuds to get his teeth into. If he ends up losing feuds for the next year, as soon as when we pull that trigger and we start giving him wins, as long as then we don't look back and we don't 50-50 him, and we don't, do the 50-50 booking thing, as long as we maintain like that momentum, then I think that we can pull the trigger and really get somewhere with Grayson. I really like Grayson. I think WWE really like Grayson. I mean, he's been in a segment with John Cena. His first match was against Edge. He's had some big names like Bailey Io on his talk show. He's been throwing shade at The Rock. And there was a thought maybe The Rock could make an appearance at SummerSlam. Didn't come off that way, but I don't know. Could I see him feuding with Bray? Absolutely. He is a fairly low-level heel at the moment, but someone that's vocal, someone that's quite charismatic, someone that is going to really sell whatever it is that Bray is going to do. You know, you could see Grayson Waller being petrified, intimidated. I think he'd be a really good feud. So I like Grayson Waller. I think that would be a good feud. It'd be obviously winnable for Bray. But I think the Roman feud as well, with Payback and all of that, I think that's obviously a good shout as well. The Maguire deal has fallen through. He's extending his contract, says Thea Iontak. Can't wait for Maguire to leave. I don't know. I mean, the BBC are reporting, and you know me, I love BBC. Big fan of BBC. BBC were reporting West Ham agree Maguire and deal. Each deal is thought to be worth 30 million. It's understood that he's keen on the move. Personal terms have yet to be agreed, but not expected to be a problem. So this is the latest. Granted, it was about 12 hours ago. So, I mean, you may have seen more recent news than me. I'm not someone that's on Twitter that's like, you know, going to, I don't know, Fabrizio Romano or whatever. I'll just get the headlines. But as of 12 hours ago, it looked like it had been accepted, and it wasn't expected that terms were going to be a problem. But Days, could we have an Australian faction one day? Who could we add? Rhea Ripley, Grayson Waller, question mark. I honestly, I don't know who's in that's Australian. I think Indy Hartwell is from that part of the world. I think Dakota Kai is New Zealand. So, I mean, she could be from that part of the world. I think, is Bronson Reed from that part of the world as well? I mean, I honestly, off the top of my head, couldn't go, yeah, that's Australian. They're Australian. I would say Bronson. I would say Grayson. I would say Indy. I would say Rhea. Obviously, Buddy Murphy was, but he's no longer in WWE. So there's a few there. There might be some others, though. Days, it hasn't fallen through, says James. Okay, thank you. Steve said, who could Britt have a match against at All In? Well, she's not. Who's she feuding with at the moment? I don't think she's in a feud, is she? Or is she still feuding with the Outcasts? I mean, I don't think she's going to go for the title unless you do Britt versus Hikaru versus Saraya, and you do like a triple threat. And actually, you know, might make sense to do that because Saraya is someone that's got limitations, of course. She did well in a one-on-one match with Britt, but I think they're being really careful with Saraya. We don't see her compete on a regular basis, but you'd have to think that if she's got one more match in her, I've got to think it's going to be Wembley. So yeah, maybe to protect her, you could do it as a triple threat and maybe get Britt into that title match. So it kind of feels like Britt either needs to be in the title match or she needs to be in like a red hot feud. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I really can't think of Britt being in a red hot feud at the moment. I can't think of Britt being in any sort of feud apart from what she's been doing with the Outcasts. So you might have time to start something. But yeah, maybe she ends up going into that match. I think Maguire will do well in a team with less stress and men behind the ball, a bit like England, less attacking than Man United, said LA Dortmund. Fun fact, Michael Jackson, WWE, and now AEW are headlining Wembley. Redemption, hello. Have you had a good day? Been up to much? Yeah, I haven't done much at all, to be honest. What have I done? Well, I mean, I'm always busy, but today I have been working on tomorrow's video. I'm actually out tomorrow. So I'm going to the cricket tomorrow. This is something that got booked ages ago, and it's just snuck up on me. But yeah, I'm going to watch Birmingham play tomorrow with my parents. I really want to go and watch England play, but they're not playing now. So, you know, I really want to go and watch England play. And my mom loves watching the cricket. Like, she's really got into it, watching it on TV. So I wanted to get her to go because she's someone that she's getting to that point of her life now where she just like can't be bothered to leave the house. She's quite happy being at home. I'll just watch it on TV kind of a thing. So I wanted her to go to see the cricket because I thought once she goes and you get a little taste of that atmosphere and, you know, you can see that it's quite comfortable and what it's like to actually watch it live. Like, she might be a bit more encouraged to actually go and watch England, say, next year. So that was my thought process. And it's just come around, basically. So I'm going there tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it, but probably could do without it now, to be honest. I think I'm turning into my mom. I could do without it as well. I could watch it on TV and do some work here whilst it's on TV. But so yeah, today I've been working on tomorrow's video. That's going to be the top 20 worst elite figures from Elite Series 1 to 100. We did the top 50 and it was well received. People seemed to enjoy the video, the feedback, everything looked good. So I want to keep that ball rolling. Obviously, we dropped Defining Moments one, which looked at all the Defining Moments figures earlier this week. And we did the top 50. Now we're going to do the worst 20 And of course, we dropped that toy hunt as well. So I feel like we're serving the figure fans on the channel quite well at the moment, and obviously not sacrificing any of the watch-alongs. And still doing those recap videos, which those recap videos, I'm really trying to get them out quicker. I think one thing I've learned is that people like them, but they want them ASAP. So I'm trying to get those out quicker now. Since I've been doing that, like the views and everything have gone up. So that just says to me that that seems to be the right way forward. So a big thank you to everyone that watches those, checks those out. What I really want to do is put them into like month collections. So if you want to look back at the whole of last month for SmackDown, I can put it into a video and put it out there for you, and then you can, you know, look at last month, which you might think doesn't have much value now because we've been watching the shows, but think about in a year's time. You know, if you could go back and watch every SmackDown or get the highlights of every SmackDown from last year, I feel like that's got to have some benefit. Same with Raw, same with NXT. You know, I feel like that's got to have some benefit. That's got to be of some interest, hasn't it, to people? Certainly if you want to catch up with the shows and the detail and like what happened, I think that's kind of where my head's at anyway. So yeah, there's a few bits that I've been working on at the moment. Hayden said, I'm not sure if you've seen it or if it's been brought up, but I think Sammy suffered an elbow trauma when he hit Dom during the opening segment. Oh, no, I didn't know that. I did. Well, I know that we know about the elbow injury. We spoke about it during the watch along, and we put it in the recap video. In fact, it's the thumbnail for the Raw recap. And I made obviously a deal to point it out in there as well. So, we had a doctor that was actually on that told us what it was immediately, and they were bang on as to what this injury was. So it shouldn't be something that's going to rule him out as long. I mean, it looks broken, right? It looks messed up. It's one of those injuries that looks horrific, but in actual fact shouldn't rule him out for too long. Few weeks, but shouldn't rule him out for too long. You know, he was still able to come out in the main event and attack during the main event, so fair play. But no, I didn't realize that he'd suffered it in the opening segment with Dom. So that's interesting, Hayden. Appreciate the support, appreciate the knowledge as always. Let's go into the live chat. Who do you think Rock versus Roman Reigns? Who do you think Rock Roman Reigns since Bloodline split? What do you mean, buds? Who do I think that match will happen? I'd like the match to happen. I'm struggling a little bit with seeing it. I mean, The Rock was teasing maybe next year, WrestleMania. So The Rock was putting a few teasers out there, but then, I don't know. I feel like I got to get my hopes up quite a bit. I mean, I really thought we were getting The Rock at WrestleMania 39, and it never happened. So, you know, WrestleMania 40, I mean, it'd be great if we could get it, but it's just so difficult now because he's got so many film projects coming up that he can't afford to get injured. Can't afford to have a match and get injured and then derail the projects. You know, if he tears his pec or you know, suffers and he did. When he had those matches with John Cena, he did suffer some big injuries and it caused disruption. So, you know, that's something we have to bear in mind, is that having a match for him at his age, and considering he doesn't wrestle now, yeah, he works out and whatever, but that's different. That's different to having a match and doing the kind of movements that you need to do in a match. So I think this is where it gets a bit tricky, because he cannot afford injuries because it'll take him out of his projects. I thought that WrestleMania this year was the window. He didn't do it. There are a few teasers, but how many teasers do we get in wrestling? You very much just get to the point where you're like, do you know what? I'm just getting to the point now where I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it, because I think I've got my hopes up a few too many times. Godfather So said, huffing on Hornswoggle OG mixed with a little stunt from Marco. Do you think Cole will do a heel turn? Still have fans that support him against MJF at Wembley. R.I.P. Virgil, my farts hurt. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, I think... what was the question? Will Adam Cole turn heel? I don't know, man. I feel like MJF should turn heel. I think MJF is a heel. I think MJF strikes me as someone... I don't buy him as a face. I don't buy this. I don't buy him being nice. It feels like it's just a play. People are enjoying it. I think it's good. I'm definitely on board with it. I find it interesting. But for me, he's a heel. He's a heel. I can't see MJF being a face long term. So and what with Adam Cole having Britt Baker as his partner and everything, Adam Cole strikes me as being like the baby face. I think we're all just waiting for MJF to turn on Adam Cole, and it hasn't happened yet. But then saying that, because the ratings are where they are and because these segments are being so well received, you could understand AEW wanting to keep this going a little bit longer. So will they swerve us? They could do. But will they? You know, will they swerve us? Will they have it actually go the other way to what we expect or what I would expect? They could do, but to be honest, I'd much rather see MJF go back to being the heel, because he just strikes me as being a heel. He just strikes me as being a heel. He doesn't strike me as being a babyface. Days, we need a video of Mama Days' first cricket expedition. We miss seeing Mama Days videos. She, I'm not sure that kind of content would live on the channel very comfortably. You know, I've been to the cricket a few times this summer, and I've not thought to actually record it. I put a few pictures up on Twitter, but I've not thought to record it because we're keeping things pretty hardcore, wrestling and boxing and whatever. So that's just a personal interest. Let's put it that way. The cricket's just a little sideline thing. Daniel says, could WWE please use Sammy and KO injuries to finally split the titles, establish tag divisions on both shows, and bring out new belts, says Daniel. Richard said, if you were CEO, do you think Austin Theory retains and Santos Escobar go into SmackDown? Then Bibbs comes out to challenge Theory. I think you can go either way. I think I would have Theory retain, yes. But I think Santos has got something to offer as well. I think the LWO could do with a bit of a boost. They're you know, we don't really see them competing anymore. They really put them front and center for Backlash. We saw plenty of them at Backlash, but then it's all sort of settled back down again. They just don't seem to have anyone to feud with. So I actually think rather than have Bibbs go after the mid-card belt, I'd be much more into LWO versus whatever Street Profits and Bobby are doing. So Bobby, Street Profits, maybe someone else joining that group, taking on the LWO. I'd be more into that, and then allowing Austin Theory to carry on his merry way. Because I think Theory, even though he's had this US title for a while, just is not... I don't think he's on anyone's radar. I don't see anyone talking about Austin Theory. And if you think he was the chosen one under Vince, and he was coming down, he was bragging, he was getting some serious heat as a result. He had a bit of charisma about him because of his, posing, taking his pictures. Now he's just... I'm all right with us moving away from that, but now he's just dull. Now he's just boring. Now there's nothing to him. But he's still massive potential. Massive potential. He's still a bona fide star. He's a bona fide star because he can wrestle, right? He can wrestle, and he's solid in a ring. I've seen him have some really good matches in NXT, but we haven't really seen anything on the main roster yet, but he can do it. Promo-wise, obviously, we've been exploring his promos a little bit more. I think he's been found wanting, but he's been found wanting up against the best. you know, him in that promo battle with Cena, that little back and forth, he got murdered. But he got murdered against one of the all-time best. So hopefully he's learning lessons and improving. And, you know, Cena, I think, made some good points. He said, like, we just don't believe who you are right now. We don't believe what you're doing right now. I'd like to think that Cena grabbed him backstage and gave him some serious pointers and gave him some serious advice. And I think that Theory will take it. I don't think Theory never strikes me as someone that's arrogant to the point where he's not going to listen to the legends and the veterans, right? I don't think Theory is under the impression he knows best. I know that he plays that character, but I'm talking in real life. In real life, I think he is someone that will take that advice on board. So I don't know, man. I think we just need a good feud for him. We need a good match. I mean, he's in a little feud with Santos right now. Hopefully the match is going to bang. That's what I'm hoping for. And then, honestly, I think I'd move him on to someone else that can give him a really good match. Him against Johnny Gargano would be really, really good because they know each other really well. So him against Johnny Gargano for the US title. I know that Johnny's over on Raw, Theory's on SmackDown, so we can't do it at the moment. But that kind of opponent would be good. That kind of opponent would bring, I think, the best out in him and would be good for him. So if we take the title off him now, I think we'd have to say this title reign has been a disappointment. If we took it away now, then I think this has been flat. So I would stick with Theory and I would look to do LWO as a faction in a feud. Ricky said, I believe if Anna Jay is serious about being a champ, she needs to find a figure model who can trust each other and start some serious training. Wrestle your opponent with pain. If Anna Jay is serious about being a champ, she needs to find a figure model. I don't know what that means. Who can trust each other and start some serious training. Daniel said, to be fair, The Rock couldn't hang with Cena on the mic. Holidays are coming. At this point, they should put him back with The Way and do a face turn. Yeah, The Way was great, wasn't it? The Way was so entertaining, and him and Johnny as a tag team. I know they didn't team together all the time, but certainly we got a few tag matches out of them. They were really good. And as I said, I've seen some really good Theory matches down in NXT. I think they are just giving him quite dry material. They're trying to present him, I think. They're trying to present him as being serious, as being a prospect. They're trying to present him as that. And he is not crumbling under that, but he's not shining under it either. I mean, I don't think he's crumbling in the sense of his segments are stinking the place out, right? It's not like we're giving him the microphone and we're all cringing as he's talking, or we're watching him in the ring and we're just changing the channel because it's so bad and botchy. Like, we're not getting that. But it's not something that you're calling up your neighbors, calling up your family, calling up your friends like, oh my God, turn on SmackDown. Austin Theory is burning the place down. Like, we're not getting that either, are we? It's just flat. It's just flat. So I agree. We need to do something there. They've got someone that I think is an undeniable WrestleMania main event star, right? If you want to talk about where can he get to, I genuinely think he can be a multiple-time WrestleMania main event, multiple-time world champion in WWE. Not someone that just gets the belt once, has a little run with it, like Finn. I'm talking like Seth, who we keep going back to and keep putting the belt on, and he keeps carrying the title. I'm talking about someone that is a main event WrestleMania. I don't know that I could go as far as to say Roman. I don't know that I could go as far as to say Cena and the face of the company, but I totally can see him in that conversation. I mean, Bron Breakker versus Austin Theory as the main event of WrestleMania 45. Bron Breakker, Austin Theory. I don't know that I would be that surprised. I don't think I'd be that surprised. We could absolutely get to that point. So he is still someone that's young. He's still in his 20s. You know, this guy, even right now, even where we are right now, has potentially got a 15-year career ahead of him, even right now. So it's still very early stages for him. So there's certainly no alarm bells or anything. But I just think that what we're doing at the moment doesn't seem to be blowing people's minds. But hopefully it will come. Undercover Manager said NXT getting numbers to rival AEW once again. How mad is that to think where things were a year or so ago? AEW is definitely secondary, don't you think? Well, I mean, it's definitely secondary in regards to viewership, but that's fact, and we know that. I mean, SmackDown and Raw are miles ahead of AEW. I mean, even AEW fans can't argue that. But I think there would be a debate as to whether it was secondary in regards to show quality. Plenty of people that prefer AEW over what WWE provide. But I do think the turnaround in NXT is interesting, and I think you would credit it to the big main roster stars coming down. I think there's some solid booking. Some fun stories. So I think the show itself is solid. I think there's some good prospects in NXT at the moment. I mean, they really like Lyra, don't they? I did a NXT recap video where I was, you know, I was trying to think what's the biggest thing that happened? What's going to like grab people's attention? And it was, for me, obviously, Dominic retaining, but more than that, Rhea Ripley being attacked. It's not often that we see Rhea Ripley getting, like, you know, beaten up. And Lyra Valkyria did exactly that. She jumped Rhea. Beautiful kick by Lyra. Stood up to Rhea backstage as well. Got in her face. And I think they see something really big in Lyra Valkyria. But then you've got Carmelo Hayes, got Ilya Dragunov. Obviously, Bron Breakker still down there. We've seen the Creeds. I think you can get somewhere with Schism. I think Schism have just altered their presentation again. Really, since the Grizzled Young Veterans wanted out, we've just sort of tweaked how credible Schism are. We've made them a little more credible. We made the Dyad a little more credible. I think Gacy with his glasses, and I think Ava's kicking on now. You know, before she was quite quiet, and now she's speaking a lot more, being a lot more expressive, and we've seen some development with that group. I think that group could get somewhere. I like the yellow masks. Not sure how I feel about all these differing amounts of followers that we see. Sometimes we see like 5 followers on the stage as they're trying to find the Creeds, and then the next week there's about 30. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, because they were all around the ring this week, but it was a cool visual. So yeah, there's some great talent down there, but I think the reason why we're seeing that spike is it's Rey. I mean, Rey Mysterio was on the show. Rhea Ripley was on the show. Mustafa Ali was on the show. We've been using Baron Corbin. We've been using, obviously, Dominic Mysterio as a champion. Wasn't that long ago we had New Day as tag champs. Last year we saw the likes of Mandy Rose, obviously. Dolph Ziggler was champion as well. So we've been leaning into the main roster a lot more. So yeah, it's good though. I mean, I really enjoy NXT. Really enjoy it. I had a great time last night. I said that. I was like, we had a great weekend with SummerSlam. We then go into the Raw after SummerSlam, which was seemed to be very popular. It was very popular on the channel with the amount of people that joined us. And then like NXT now, it's not the come down that it used to be. It's not like, oh, that's it. Let's see what they're doing in developmental. Now, because like Ray was on the show and Rhea was there and Dominic's there, it does have that third brand feel. It does, and this is something it's always struggled with since it went on to network TV. Is it developmental or is it a third brand? And I think when we were doing 2.0, we were very much a developmental. But I would say right now we're leaning a bit more towards third brand. So yeah, it's been a good turnaround for them. James said, did you hear that Tony Khan was angry because Meltzer didn't give Moxley Jericho 5 stars? Was he? I wonder if that's true. I believe the rumors are out there, but I wonder if it's actually true. I wonder if that is something that he was annoyed at, was that match didn't get given 5 stars. I wonder if he is that petty or that, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you would think someone that's running a company of the size of AEW and is having to worry about Fulham and worry about Jacksonville Jaguars and has got like a data company and all this. I don't know how he does everything he does. I don't know. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he finds the time in the day to do what he does, because he's got to be talking with Fulham at least once a day. He's got to be talking with Jacksonville Jaguars once a day. He's got other interests, other investments. I believe he's got a family. He must talk to them. And then he's got like AEW, and just think of all the stuff in AEW alone. Think of every employee in AEW, right? That I would imagine would want to talk to Tony. Various, like, at some point every day there must be at least 10 people that want to talk to Tony, maybe 20, maybe 30, right? That really want to talk to him. So that alone could fill up his time. But then he's got to oversee the booking. He's got to, sort out TV negotiations. The video game just came out. I know he's got people that can do this for him, but he's still got to check in with those people to see how these things are progressing. I don't know how he does everything that he does. And it's quite impressive, to be honest. It's really impressive. So has he got time to be angry? I don't know. I just don't know. Part of me is like, no, he can't have time. He can't have time to be angry or even notice, unless it was just a throwaway comment, of like, oh, I can't believe he didn't give that 5 stars. That definitely deserved it. And then on to the next thing. And you know how these things get blown out of proportion. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Or maybe he is. Maybe he is fuming. I don't know how he does it. I bet it is true, said James. Triple H called it developmental in an interview and compared it to college football, says Greggy. He tweets after every Triple H interview. He has time. He is that petty. He probably did say it. Trini, dirty Dom's dirty aunts. Amy Jobson said Meltzer is a national treasure. Trevor acknowledging his tribal chief. Undercover said exactly everything you said in response regarding the NXT Scream stories and good workers being used in good spots. We need to change in AEW in terms of having people just play about doing the same old stuff. Well, I think we are seeing some real movement in AEW. I think the praise I've seen for Collision has been, very loud. People really enjoying that show, and I really enjoyed last week's Dynamite. I really did, and I do wonder if some of the lessons that are being learnt from Dynamite are now starting to find their way from Collision, and now starting to find their way into Dynamite. And they really could. They really could be learning some stuff, and then like using that on their other shows. So I think that AEW are in the strongest place they've been for a long, long time. I would say that since CM Punk left, I mean, do you know what? This is going to sound pretty crazy, right? And there'll be plenty of people that disagree. But I would honestly say that when CM Punk left, AEW had to go into a bit of an emergency mode because we needed a new champion. Moxley was going to go on holiday. Apparently he stuck around. Well, clearly the creative was not there for him. So we had to scramble, and we went into like a bit of a all hands on deck. There's no Elite. There's no CM Punk. We sort of got through, and that's how it felt. That period didn't shine for me. But I could understand because, well, we're doing stuff we wasn't expecting to do. And there's no elites. You lose the elite out of all elites. You're taking something pretty big out of the product, and CM Punk gone as well. You're taking something pretty big out of the product. And for me, CM Punk left. We went into like emergency mode. Then it settled down, but it settled down into something that was quite bland. And I think they tried to shake it up by putting the belt on Jamie Hayter and putting the belt on MJF. But until this story with Adam Cole, I would say the MJF title reign had been underwhelming. And Jamie Hayter's was good, but it certainly wasn't doing anything for ratings. And you've only got to look at the ratings this year to see the product was very stagnant at about 850,000. We were not seeing much movement at all. It would go up 20,000, down 20,000, but it was very, very stagnant. You know, it was for me personally a bit of a struggle at times, because it just was not a show that was holding my attention. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that have really enjoyed AEW all year. Loved it this year, loved it last year, and it's working for you, and I'm pleased for you. But it wasn't working for me. And I would say that it was since CM Punk left. Now, I'm not a massive CM Punk fan. I'm not a fanboy that's going to say he is the reason that AEW is, doing well. But I do think that it's interesting that I think there was a real drop-off when he left. And I think there's been a real pickup since he's come back. Now, since he came back, that does coincide with a brand new show, right? Collision. And I think that the Wembley ticket sales can be credited to him as well. Not all of them, but I think people bought those tickets definitely expecting to see CM Punk. Definitely expecting to see CM Punk. I think they've got people they want to see as well. But I think CM Punk is someone that we here in the UK have not seen since 2013, right? I think he was probably on... Normally they come over and they do a tour in April and a tour in November in the UK. So my guess, and it's nothing more than a guess, you could go on that cage match thing and see, but my guess is CM Punk has not been over here to do a show since they did that October-November tour of the UK in 2013. If that's true, if I'm right about that, because he left WWE in early 2014, and they hadn't have done the tour by that point, right? So he was gone early 20. He wasn't even around for WrestleMania. So if I'm right on that, that means that it will have been 10 years since people got to see CM Punk. That's a whole generation of fans that have never seen CM Punk, right? And we're talking one of the biggest wrestlers of this generation. I think he's a big reason as to why they sold tickets for Wembley. Amongst other stuff, of course. I still think he was a big reason. And I think that Collision. So I think Wembley is obviously regained their momentum. I mean, that for a little while was the only shining light they had. Then they started Collision, which was on a Saturday, and we were all scratching our heads. The numbers on that have been all right. I know this week's weren't because of SummerSlam, but we know why, and that's always going to happen. But by and large, the numbers have been good. And CM Punk has been getting a lot of praise. FTR have been getting a lot of praise. FTR have been killing it as well. So it's probably not as perfect a reason to say, oh, it's all down to CM Punk. But I do think that it is interesting that for me personally, AEW was doing some pretty good stuff. We were all right. Then CM Punk left. I think we struggled. I think we then struggled to get out of the slump we were in, and we stayed in that slump, and the ratings showed that we stayed in that slump. And then Collision has started, and you can make the argument we're still in a bit of a slump, right? You can make the argument that Dynamite is still, last week, 890,000. You know, we're not breaking that million like we was last year, right? Or the year before. Like, the ratings have definitely settled down compared to where they were. But it does just feel like the show quality is better. The fan appreciation of the shows, what I'm seeing people talk about, is better. People really like Collision. People really like it. So I think that's better. And as we said, you know, Wembley, that's been a massive success for them. And as I said, I think the CM Punk's got a little something to do there as well. That's not taking anything away from the Elite. This isn't about picking sides, right? This isn't about picking sides. But the Elite came back, and the ratings were still where the ratings were. They didn't change. They were still at the 850 mark. So if we're going to use ratings as a way to judge engagement and casual fan interest, the Elite didn't move the dial, right? Now, granted, you can put CM Punk on Dynamite, and that might not move the dial either. Like, honestly, the damage might have been done. The damage might have been done. It's been a long time since Dynamite, I think, was really cooking. But I think where we are now is one of the best places we've been for a long time with AEW. If someone was to say, is Dynamite worth watching? Is Collision worth watching? My answer right now would be yes. It is worth watching right now. And I don't know that I would have or could have said that before. Because, as I said, it was a bit of a struggle fairly recently. But I think where we are now is in a good place. We're building towards Wembley. Collision is doing a good job. The ratings are moving in a positive direction. Even if they're not quite killing it like they were, they're still in a more positive place. 890 is still better than 850. And I think we even flirted with the 900,000 the other week as well. So yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. But obviously, that Wembley show on the horizon, August 27th. We'll see what comes out of that. Question: has Chelsea Green been a failed project? Oh God, no. I think she's been great. I think Chelsea Green's been great. I think she is someone that is like what LA Knight was seen as being, which is a veteran, versatile. You know, she's brought some comedy to the show. She's been playing that kind of Karen role. They put the tag belt on her with Sonya. Sonya's injured now, so I don't know what we're going to do with Chelsea. But I really, really don't believe the expectation for Chelsea was that we were going to get her to be the next Charlotte Flair, or we were going to get her to be the next Bianca. We don't need that. We've got that already. What we needed was a veteran, someone that can strengthen that mid-card, that can be a good, credible opponent for people. Like, you know, you could see Raquel Rodriguez having a match with Chelsea, chucking her around, beating her up, getting a win and progressing, right, with her own career. And, you know, Chelsea, because of her personality, will be able to go backstage and complain about something threw her off, and she'll complain to Adam Pearce and, you know, try and save a little bit of face, and then on we go. And, you know, they'll give her the occasional win. They'll give her the occasional tag title run. I think she's been really good. I think she's actually... I might even go as far as to say my favorite signing that Triple H has done. I mean, if you compare what Chelsea has achieved compared to, say, Carrion or Dexter Loomis, you know, those both came back and have really struggled for TV time. I think Chelsea has actually been really consistent with her TV time. And she's won a championship as well. So, as you said, you know, you can't really fault her. Can't really fault. I mean, look at Emma. We brought Emma back. She's struggled. Look at Hit Row. He brought Hit Row back. They ain't done much. Look at Carrion. Look at Dexter. Like, if you look at the names of people that he's brought back, there's been a real struggle with a good chunk of them. But I like Chelsea. Big Time said NXT trends the last 4 weeks has been 746, 703, 717, and this week 776. Consistency. People will lean on it's the main roster. They're using a cheat sheet, but WWE is using their own resources. Yeah, I think it's a lot of different things can be true. Like, you can say, well, they're only getting that because they're using Dominic, they're using Rhea, whatever it might be. That's fine. But you are right, those resources are there to use. And actually, it's beneficial for someone like Lyra Valkyria to get into the ring and compete against Rhea Ripley and have segments with Rhea Ripley. That is not hindering her development. It's helping her development. So, you know, I think you could criticize And I think the criticisms would be louder if we were seeing Rhea and Dana Brooke, right? If we were seeing something like that, and it was main roster star, just going up against each other, and we really was pushing the developmental talent away, then I would be right there with people going, yeah, look, this isn't right, man. This isn't what NXT should be doing. But, you know, Dana Brooke's trying to develop Kalani Jordan. She's working with her, and she's in a little program with who she got a match with, Blair Davenport next week. So, you know, they're using Dana Brooke at the moment to do a bit of work with Blair Davenport and Kalani Jordan. We've got Rhea Ripley that's engaging with Lyra Valkyria. We had Dominic Mysterio in a match last night with Dragon Lee. We've had Mustafa Ali in a match with Axiom. And so he's been battling with him, and he's been doing some work with Wesley and Tyler Bates. We've had Baron Corbin as well engaging in, who was he in the ring with? Andre Chase, wasn't he? He did a little summit with Andre Chase. And he's been working with Carmelo. So, you know, we're using this main roster talent certainly to give the ratings a little tickle, give them a little boost. But they are down there working with that talent, doing promos, doing matches. And that can only be good for their development, to be honest. So I think it's win, 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 win. I think it's great for people like Dana and Baron, who are struggling for TV time on the main roster. I think it's great for the talent to actually learn from these guys and have their experience around. So think of that knowledge as well. They've been there, they've done it, they've been on the road, they've got a few tips, you know, like this is going to happen, that's going to happen, don't worry about it. Or it's really important that you get to the shows at least half an hour before, or this is how you survive in the locker room, or, you know, stay clear of this person, or like they can give you all that sort of insider heads up, which is just going to make the transition to the main roster more comfortable, you know? So it's, you know, and they're now getting some great ratings out of it. So yeah, win, 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 win. We've said before that Wednesday night war against AEW, that was not a fair war. And that was not a fair war because you've got AEW that have got the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, Sting. They had Cody Rhodes at that time as well. Like, we was not comparing apples with apples, right? So, I don't know, if there are going to be, say, I don't know, AEW fans that are going to criticize NXT for that, well, you know, I mean, the Wednesday night war was not a fair war. And AEW winning that, like, they should have won that. They should have won that. Because you was going up against a bunch of nobodies, no names, people that hadn't established themselves. So, you know, if NXT is now going to lean on some of that main roster talent, the only thing I would say is why didn't they do it when they were going up against AEW on a Wednesday? Why have they done it now? Well, I'll tell you why they've done it now. Because Triple H is in charge of the main roster now. That's why they've done it now. Vince didn't give a flippity-doo-dah about NXT. Wasn't bothered about it, was not a focus for him. But this is where I think you're seeing Triple H like have a bit more of a focus on NXT and be more willing to allow main roster stars to go down. So bit of a shame that NXT couldn't have been doing this during the Wednesday night war, to be honest. Could have made that Wednesday night war a little bit more interesting, a little bit more tasty. But either way, they're getting some good results right now. Right, we are going over to the arena. I feel like AEW hardcores are the same people that sit wanting Bray returns on every pay-per-view. They also want 5 surprises on each pay-per-view. They want everything at once. I don't know. I don't know that they're the same people. Right, here's the Jericho Appreciation Society mandatory meeting. So Chris Jericho getting his intro. The other members are already in the ring. Daddy Magic not giving Chris Jericho really much of an intro there. Here is Jericho. Jericho coming out. So all you Anna J fans, she is in the ring right now. AEW was a brand new company. Granted, they had names, but NXT had an established brand with good talent like Balor, Adam Cole, and others. It was not a fair fight, though. I mean, what I would say is that AEW being a new brand was benefiting from intrigue. So NXT had established a fan base, but it wasn't a massive fan base because it was on the WWE network. So it was behind a $9.99 paywall. So NXT moving to TV, yeah, okay, you've got a little bit of a fan base that's going to come and follow, but not much. Not much. Nowhere near like what the numbers is that they needed. So they were kind of starting from fresh, if you will, going onto TV. And I mean, trying to compare Adam Cole to Sting and Cody, and I mean, who's going to know Adam Cole? Adam Cole didn't have any name value. You might have known him from Ring of Honor, but we're really dealing with, very small amount of people that would have known Adam Cole. You can't compare him to the likes of Arn Anderson and Sting and Cody and Dustin Rhodes, and it's very very different. Right, we've had Judas. Jericho's in the ring. Let's see what Jericho's got to say. Okay, Garcia tells Jericho to stop talking and to listen. So, talking about how Jericho took advantage of them. Garcia said he changed who he is for Chris Jericho. I chose you every single time, says Garcia. Everyone else just watching on at the moment. He said he can't do it anymore. Jumps out the ring. Don't know that we needed the dance, but he's jumped out the ring. He's walked off. He said he can't do it anymore. So Garcia says he's out. Hager. Let's see what Hager... Is everyone just going to, like, walk off, like, individually? If we've got to cut ties tonight, that's fine. We've got a lot of options. Everyone knows that I liked that hat. There's a cheer from the fans. I don't appreciate Jericho. Hager walks off. Hager leaves the ring. So Hager's walked. Garcia has walked. Jericho said, come on, guys, you've got to agree that your careers are a lot bigger and better right now. Now you've got a championship match tonight. Oh, I don't know if I've ever heard Ty Conti talk, you know. Right now she feels sick. And I'm not even talking about the baby. She's quit. She said, I'm going to go away and have the baby. I'm going to come back and be a champion. So here's Anna. You've helped yourself more than you've helped any of us. I'm being selfish tonight, and I've learnt from the best. It's a weird segment, this, isn't it? It's just been 5 minutes of people shouting at Chris Jericho. Right, they've gone. They've done one. They're out the door. I don't want to be doing this right now. Hayden, shout out to you. Said, I'm not sure you've seen it. Sammy stuff. Oh, we covered that one. Hayden, shout out to you. I've stood by your side. Cool hand. Chris, what have you given me? I've given you everything, but what have you given me? I've got nothing left to give. And he's out as well now. We're just down to Daddy Magic and Sammy. So, Cool Hand walking away. Here's Daddy. This guy right here was my childhood hero. This is a bad segment, said Travis. It doesn't sound like a meeting. It sounds like a Jericho divorce court, said Chip. It is just everyone's leaving him. This guy invited me into his home. He's very emotional here. Daddy Magic, very emotional. It's never sat right with me. Talking about Kevin Steen hating Jericho's guts. But now I see why. And he's gone as well. Jericho didn't expect his members to walk away, said Joe. Daddy Magic is the only one that convinces me, said Alexis. Did you know WWE is still doing videotapes up until 2005? Rest with Andy, hello. Here's Sammy. Okay, so Sammy is the last one in the ring right now. Everyone else has gone. I'm not going to walk out. Because you're my friend. Deep down, I thought you would do the things I did for you, for me. But maybe I was wrong. Seems like you've got a lot of stuff to work out. And if you do, maybe I'll be... He said, I'm not going to walk out on you, but he's just walked out on him. Okay, he's in the crowds. Sammy's jumped in the crowd. Coming up next is the Hardys and the Young Bucks. That's a weird segment, man. That's a really... There's no word from Jericho. It's literally just the Jericho Appreciation Society all just saying to him, I'm done and leaving for like 10 minutes. And that's it. It's ended. Weird little segment. Sammy had the only good promo, said Gerald's. Jericho Appreciation Society is done. I really thought that Jericho was going to say something that would bring them all back. I don't know why, but I was sat here thinking, as each one left, I thought Jericho was going to announce that he's sorted out something for the group, and like the group have all got some opportunities, or I don't know. I was just waiting for the swerve, the twist, the moment. It never came. They just all left, and then we've gone to commercial. Coach Coach said, engagement, they're announced. Who engagement? They're announced now. But Buddy Matthews, Ripley, Rhea, congratulations. Are they engaged, are they? Congratulations to them. Congratulations to them. James said, I think it's a work. By the end of the night, they will all be back together. Gerald said, I feel that segment would have been better if we actually cared about Jericho Appreciation Society. Jericho is going to join Takeshita and Don Callis, said Chip Freshly. Christopher said that was a bit of a weird segment. I desperately want a triple threat with the Bucks, the Hardys, and FTR, said Chip Freshly. There's going to be a spot fest next, said WWE and AEW fam. Sammy is gone. Sammy was the only believable one. Member botch. Was there a member botch? Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. They've all made their feelings felt. Hearing from Ty Conti Mello, or whatever her name is, was interesting. I don't know when I've ever heard her talk. So it was kind of nice to hear some people you don't normally hear. But because we don't normally hear from them, it does make it a little difficult to care what they have got to say. So, yeah, we'll see where it goes. Undercover Manager, I think WWE using main roster stars isn't dissimilar to AEW using the latest fad from Mexico or Japan randomly for a cheap pop, hoping it will bring a rating and surprise announcements. Well, I think the latest fad from Japan and from Mexico isn't really going to boost your ratings, to be honest. I think you're doing it because there's someone quite exciting that you want to showcase. I think with WWE using main roster stars, I think you are doing that. Yeah, it's going to help the talent, but you are doing it to pop the rating. Like, this is clearly something they're doing because they want to improve the ratings. And actually, it's been reported they're trying to improve the ratings because they want that show to be seen as a third brand so that they can, you know, include it in the TV deal negotiations. It's no coincidence that NXT is killing it ratings-wise whilst they're now negotiating a TV deal. Here's Jericho. Jericho said he's got an announcement about whether he's going to join the family. That announcement is going to be no, innit? That announcement is going to be no. I think that what we might have seen is we might have just seen a Jericho face turn. And maybe the swerve is that he says no to Don Callis and he feels that he's let his friends down. And so he gets them back and starts being a bit more of a team player going forwards. That would be all right. I'd be down for that. Okay, here is the Bucks. So, FTR challenging the Young Bucks. And the question is, will they accept for London? I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Motix said, if you read Kojiko's message backwards, it would make a lot more sense. I think I picked it up anyway, but I think I got there. But Motix, shout out to you. I hope you are well. Got a big one and balloons and fireworks going off. So shout out to you, my friend. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. A little bit of a strange open, but as we said, could lead somewhere quite interesting. It would be really strange for them to do all of this with Jericho saying that he's got an answer. I mean, if he was going to join, just join, Clearly, there's been some reason as to something that's been preventing him from just outright saying yes for joining, so... Here is the Hardys. LA Dort Knight said, of course, Dom is a draw. The fans love hating him. Well, he gets some of the biggest reactions, doesn't he? People don't like him, and so people want to see him lose, want to see him embarrassed. He's gone down to NXT. He's won that mid-card title. Plenty of people on my NXT recap were saying they were hoping that he was going to lose that belt, so... I think he is definitely influencing the ratings. I think his relationship with Rhea as well. Rhea is a ratings needle mover. How have AEW done nothing with Ethan Page? He should get way more TV time. Yeah, there's lots of people that would like to see more from Ethan Page. Okay, Jeff, Matt, Hardys taking on the Bucks. This is a match that we've seen before. Didn't they face off just before the Hardys went back to WWE? I want to say around WrestleMania 33 time. I think the Hardys had a match with the Bucks just before they went back to WWE, so... Dominic gets piped in crowd noise. That's how much people know about how bad of a heel he is, which is not saying much. Was it just me, or did All Ego look bored coming out with the Hardys? I didn't notice, to be honest. I wasn't really looking. We are underway as Matt is tagged in. Double back elbow, and the Hardys landed on top of... I couldn't see if it was Matt or Nick. Looks like it's Matt. And it is, yeah. Nick being thrown onto Matt. Clothesline. Nick goes to the outside. So Nick goes to the outside. Hardys working together. And doing a bit of work here on Matt as they go for the cover. It was the night before WrestleMania 33, said Justin. Yeah, rings a bell. I remember there being a real buzz around that match. Matt smashing Matt into the turnbuckle pads. They did a ladder match. They wrestled right before Jeff got in trouble last year, said to heel. Hardy Brothers versus Bucks. We're really going there again, are we? Said undercover manager. Okay, so tag. On pay-per-view live Sunday, August 27th. One of the most talked about wrestling shows of the year. Nick Jackson coming in and making the save. Matt hurling Nick to the outside. Jeff keeping Matt grounded. Shot to the midsection there by Jeff. Big clubbing blow by Jeff. Double axe handle by Jeff as well. Tag. In comes Matt Hardy. So right now, the Hardys are in control. Over into the corner goes Matt. Jeff charging over. Top rope enziguri there by Nick. Tag. Young Bucks are back in control. Clothesline. Matt goes down. Drop kick. Jeff goes out the ring. To the outside. Kick coming in. Jeff goes flying. Shoulder tackle. Over the top. Oh, lovely. Great work. To a moonsault. Very much the Bucks are in control right now. When are you coming back? When did Ethan Page think he was going to get an AEW main event push? He's around 300 mega top stars in the company. Over the top. The elite, says Nick Jackson. Picture in picture. Picture in picture. Matt Hardy should do what he does best and tag in Jeff, said Travis. So picture in picture. And Hardy's, obviously, you know, they're showing their age a little. The pace isn't quite what it used to be. They're such legends, though, that they're still a team that it is exciting to see. But, yeah, I mean, you don't get the feeling that they're going to have, like, lengthy runs with tag titles anytime soon. Big shot coming in there by Nick. Stomped down onto Matt Hardy. So very much it's Young Bucks still in control. Jarrett said, I had a feeling that the Young Bucks and FTR would eventually cross paths again. I feel like lawyers have worked something with CM Punk and the Young Bucks to be in the vicinity of the area. Even Omega hinted being on Collision or any AEW promotion. Okay, we've got one of the Bucks going up top as Matt is now. It's got like a razor's edge on Matt Jackson. Nick comes in. Roll up by Matt Hardy. 1, 2. Kick out. Kick out. Kick to the midsection. Looking for a twist of fate. Goes into a DDT, though. Jeff still on the outside. Wants that tag. Both guys are down at the moment. This is our opening contest. 25 minutes in. Matt is around the other side, trying to deal with Jeff, preventing the tag being made. He's going back round to his side. Matt Hardy is down. Jeff Hardy is down on the outside of the ring as Nick Jackson is dragging Matt back to the corner. Tag is made. Hardy chance at the moment. Have we got FTR chance, actually? Young Bucks back in control. Jericho bit at the beginning would have been better if his bandmates were also there and had also quit on him, said John. Yeah, Fozzy had walked out as well. Amazing. They should bring back the Broken Universe. Don't need to do all this fast-paced matches then. Oh, double clothesline. Both fighters go down. I did see that, Jim. Yeah, I did see that. Are you going to see All In? Yes. We are doing All In. We're doing All Out. They're both on a Sunday, which is brilliant. Because Sunday, obviously, is quite a quiet day for us. It's not really anything that goes on a Sunday. So that definitely gives us opportunity to do something. Oh, and All In and All Out are both on a Sunday. Ace WWE 2003 said 9 months as a member. What is next for Cody? Well, we don't know, do we? We don't know. Seth confronted him, so it seemed like Seth wanted to have a match with Cody, wanted to call him out. Obviously, those losses to Cody, obviously, you could imagine eating away at him. But then Shinsuke has now arrived and seemingly has got in the way. So now it means that I think we're doing Shinsuke and Seth, and we don't have anything for Cody at the moment. So yeah, we sort of need to find a challenger, really. We need to find something for him to do. I think we can easily find someone. That's not going to be a problem, but who I think is an interesting question. Whisper in the wind. 1, 2... Shoulder up. Shoulder up. So Jeff Hardy is in the ring right now. Is that blood? Thought he had a bit of blood in his mouth, but I don't think so. I usually watch most of wrestling on an iPad, but I think this pay-per-view at Wembley, I'm going to get the pay-per-view if you can in the UK. Yeah, you'll be able to get it in the UK. Super kick coming in. I don't think this match needed to be this long. Another double super kick as Jeff Hardy is in the corner. That was like a shatter machine there that they kick out by Jeff. There was a time when the Hardys versus Bucks would have generated supreme excitement amongst wrestling fans. Yeah, I just think the decline in the Hardys has been quite evident for a while now. And to my knowledge, there's not really any beef between these two teams. But yeah, it is true. There would have been a lot more excitement for this than where it is right now. But I think, to be honest, right now, the focus isn't on building up like this as a feud. It's on building up Young Bucks and FTR. Swanton, and it connects as well. 1, 2, as Matt Jackson makes the save. Tell you what, that Swanton, he had to land quite close in the corner there. Nick Jackson was actually quite close. So the Swanton was like, he didn't really have, stunner. Oof. Some of these moves look great, though. Some of the moves here look really good. Looking for a twist of fate, but no joy. Back elbow there by Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy going up top. Matt kicks out at that turnbuckle as Jeff Hardy goes down. Matt has got another twist of fate. No joy. Backslides. No joy. There we go. Double knees. That should do it. 2, 3. Jeff was trying to make the save, but he was being dealt with. It's Matt Hardy that gets pinned. It's a win for the Young Bucks. Days All In is on Fight TV. I've already ordered it. It's $14.99. How much is All In on pay-per-view? I still see stadium tickets for $27. Is it cheaper to go than watch on TV? What, you can get in for 27 quid. It's not bad, is it? 27 quid to get into the stadium. That's not bad at all. But for an evening's entertainment in London, 20 odd quid. But I mean, saying that, they have had to sell a lot of tickets. That's a cool picture of Matt Hardy in the crowds. That's a really cool fan sign. We're not trying to be a hater, but the Bucks really need to get back into ring shape, said Heather. But they're in a shape. But you're right, it's not quite ring shape. It's not too bad. It's not a million miles away. It's not like when Jericho was had let himself go, but there probably could be a bit more definition there, couldn't there? Right, we got the Bucks in the ring. I think they're going to respond to FTR's challenge. FTR. Oh, top guy's coming out, man. Say the name and out they come. FTR. There they are. Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler making their way down to the ring. We're here. FTR making their way down to the ring. Dun 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 dun. I love these guys. So FTR in the ring. Staring face to face with the Bucks. Yeah, there's some bad blood, let's be honest, said Taz. Crowd are making some noise. Crowd are interested in this match. This is awesome, chant. So, this is awesome, chant. All in, say the Bucks. So, there we go. Looks like challenge accepted. FTR hold up those championships. All in. Done. What else did they need to say? All in. FTR chants. There we go. All in. Not going to lie, if the Bucks win the titles off FTR, I will be disappointed. 2 years ago, I would never have said that. WWE AEW fan said FTR chants. The one dude tried this is awesome chant, said Gerald. There was a this is awesome chant that sort of... I definitely heard it, but it didn't really catch fire. There's the graphic. The biggest event in wrestling history. The biggest event in wrestling history. In what metric? That was a good match. I enjoyed Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida. A good match. Did not expect Shida to pick up that dub. But she did. It's going to be a fatal four-way. It's going to be a four-way. So, Saraya, Shida, Tony receives it. So Tony is going to be in. Hikaru Shida, Anna Jay, Saraya, Sky Blue, Bunny, Britt Baker. Oh, I wonder what it's going to be. I wonder what it's going to be. I wonder if Saraya is going to make it to All in London. I wonder if the Bunny will get past Britt Baker. So there we go. There's a mini tournament. And it is going to be Shida versus Saraya versus Britt Baker versus Tony Storm. Okay, now we're looking at last Wednesday. We're looking at MJF. We're looking at Adam Cole. You don't deserve just any match. You deserve the match. So there we go. All in main event. MJF, Adam Cole. Do you think they've put that the biggest event in wrestling history? Do you think that was always going to be there? Or is that a little thing back at Triple H for saying calling AEW a secondary promotion? Here we go. Let's go, baby. MJF thinks they're going to go skinny dipping with rats. Can be video games. Is it video games? Trampoline park? They're at a trampoline park? They're in a trampoline park. There's kids in the trampoline park. Adam Cole's having a great time. MJF is not having a great time. MJF's interested in the dodgeball. I think it's because WWE Sports Entertainment, All In is wrestling, so it's the biggest event. Do you watch... Well, I mean, I don't want to get technical, but like... There's shows that have got bigger ratings than, or bigger viewership than this. I mean, maybe biggest if you include like the potential pay-per-view buys as well, you know? But I mean, the most attended show was WCW Collision in Korea, and this is not going to beat that. Tony wishes he could compete with Vince, but Vince could batter him with his eyes closed, said Raging Demon. I wish this segment was funny, but it's not. This is very Dynamite. Thanks for Collision. What are two grown men doing at a trampoline park? She sticks her finger up at Adam Cole. The kids can't even sell. Gerald said, I'm not a fan of this stuff before this week, but MJF's insults were deaf funny. Right. Done. Michael says, AEW needs to do more with Kira Hogan, Red Velvet, Madison Rain, Serena Deebs. Oh, yeah, where is Serena Deebs? Layla Gray, all being wasted so much. Corey said, are you ready for Friday? I am ready for Friday. Jarrett said, did anyone watch Cody's documentary? It was pretty good. I see what they mean. I knew why they had it come out just before SummerSlam. Kim said, I saw that Buddy Matthews and Rhea Ripley have apparently been engaged. Congrats to them. I love MJF and Adam Cole, but that was probably the worst. Gone. You probably didn't like it when Peyton Manning was on Saturday Night Live doing football segments with kids, says Faux Show. Gerald said they've jumped the shark on these segments. More kids crying and wrestling, says Shakeen. James said, anything that's got kids getting hurt is always funny. Heather says Cornette is going to like that segment. He is definitely not a fan of kids. MJF is a national treasure, said WWE and AEW fan. Yeah, Kira Hogan. I'd like to see more of her. Red Velvet, not really bothered. Madison Rain, not really bothered. Don't know anything about her, to be honest. She was in Impact, wasn't she? Serena Deebs, I like. Layla Gray? Who's Layla Gray? Is that Layla Hirsch? Don't know Layla. Do I know Layla Gray? I agree with Kira Hogan, though. I liked her when she was a baddie. But she just vanished. There's a lot of people that just vanish out of AEW, isn't there? A lot of people just disappear. I can't wait for Jim Cornette's comments on that last segment, says Travis. Irish Rebel, shout out to you. Boomer said, if that segment didn't prove that kids are booking this show, then I don't know what will. Jaden said, MJF broke me. I can't believe I just heard, hey kids, you was adopted on a wrestling show in 2023. Jim said, no one who can't see the humor in that has a sense of humor. Big Time Back said, women in the main event again. How do we feel about that? I feel good. I feel fine. I really liked last week's women's match. Thought it was very good. Are you glad that Ronda Rousey has gone from WWE? Don't mind. I think that there was a way of using her better than how WWE was using her. I also don't think that Ronda got the credit she deserved for being there on a regular basis. I think that's one of the criticisms that you hear from Logan. But Ronda actually was there on a regular basis, putting the work in. You know, she easily could have just negotiated a deal where she just turned up for certain pay-per-views, but she wanted to do the right thing of like putting that work in, being on Raws, being on SmackDowns. But just shows like, you know, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. I feel sorry for her in a way because she easily could have gone down the Logan road, which is turn up for a couple of big shows a year, just practice for those matches. You can make the argument as well that if she didn't turn up as much, she might have felt a little more special when she did. But I mean, look, she made some comments that upset the fans when she was out of wrestling. You know, she made comments that kind of went viral. And her promos, you know, were never that great. The thing with Logan is he's very good in the ring. He's very good on the mic. He doesn't care if you hate him. Whereas with Ronda, you know, she's not very good on the mic. When she has to have a proper wrestling match, she's not very crisp in the ring. But I think she definitely brought something. She's got a bit of star power. And I also think that I applaud the fact that she really gave it a go. And she was there on a regular basis. And I think that her fights, her brawls, her street fights, the MMA match, I thought they were good. I honestly, I enjoyed them. She has a street fight with Charlotte at Backlash. I think it was last year. Really good match. Really, really good. Whenever she was like anything goes. Do you remember her and Charlotte, where Charlotte walloped the life out of her with kendo sticks at Survivor Series? That was really good. That was really good. Her street fight with Charlotte at Backlash was really good. I thought the MMA match was fine. Probably didn't blow anyone's mind, but I thought it was fine. I didn't think it stunk the place out at all. But so am I glad she's gone? Not really. I don't mind her not being around. I don't think she was setting the world on fire. But I just think she had a bit of a reputation. Fans love jumping on her. And I don't know. Probably better for her that she's out of it. And I think the WWE fans will be happy now she's out of it. Right, I don't know what we've got now. There's purple. It's Jack Perry, is it? Jack Perry. Right, it's going to be Rob Van Dam then. So we've got to the Rob Van Dam part of the show. RVD is going to smoke Jack Perry. It's time for a lazy booking match. To be honest, I can't complain about Logan. He's a phenomenal pro wrestler for a rookie, said Gerald. I think Ronda did a job in the first stint in WWE, helped elevate the women. She just fell off a cliff figuratively, said Jarrett. Right, we've got Jack Perry in the ring. Now we've got Rob Van Dam making his way down. Huh? Tony just said, Taz, you can't deny. And then he went, well, actually, I'll finish that once Excalibur tells us about this. And then he ended up carrying on. Taz talked about how ECW revolutionized the industry and how Rob Van Dam was a big part of that. Oh, he gets jumped by Jack Perry. Right, we're underway. Rob Van Dam against Jack Perry for the FTW Championship. Someone just went flying there, and I don't know what that is. What is that? Oh, I think it's the boot covering. I think it's Jack Perry's boot covering. I can see that there's like a panel on his one boot, but the other one has come off. Jack Perry getting back up. Jack Perry sticking his hand out. His other boot covering is coming off as well now. He's got one that's come off. The other one is dangling off. Slaps his hand away there, Rob Van Dam. There's the other one's off now. They're both off. Shoulder tackle. That's the most exciting part of Dynamite so far, is these two boot coverings coming away. Sign in the crowd said, if Perry... It's gone now. I think it was, if Perry wins, we riot type sign. It's crazy how Jungle Boy is much smoother wrestler than Dom, but Dom's so much more interesting than Jack, said Gerald. He's falling apart. He's falling apart. Look, he just went to grab that fan sign and the person pulled it away so he couldn't rip it. I'm really worried we are going to see Cara Noir at Wembley, and I'm only worried as I don't want to see him in AEW. I want him in WWE. I think they would present him properly with good production. What's happening with Cara Noir? Because I heard he was injured. Like, might be done. Serious, super serious. Cara Noir, man. Oh, God. Love to see him come into a major promotion. Swerve Strickland, going to be hearing from Swerve. Oh my God. Rob Van Dam launching off the edge of the ring with like a spin karate kick to Jack Perry, who was over by the railing. Damn. Van Dam. There should be a "You've Still Got It" chant, man. You still got it. You still got it. Van Dam gets driven into the side of the ring. Into the barricade goes Rob Van Dam. Mr. Wednesday Night. Heather said, it breaks my heart that I can't go to Bridgestone Arena next week. Parking in Nashville is up to $50. Really? Man. I don't know how much it is to park at Wembley, in all truth. Most people tend to jump on the train because the train stops right next to it. But yeah, it's true. I mean, it's so expensive now. I've got a feeling we'll get Taz, Jack Perry at All In, said Kieran. It's the good old days when fans used to hold up a chair for Rob Van Dam, said Zoom Station. Okay, back in the ring goes Jack Perry. There's a table set up on the outsides. Rob Van Dam going under the ring. Don't know what he's looking for. Still to come tonight, we got Lucha Bros against Blackpool Combat Club. There's a chair. Rob Van Dam with a chair. Another chair being chucked in the ring. I can see the chat, but I can't see Days, says LA Fortnite. Invisible Days. Swerve. Gonna hear from him. We've still got Hikaru Shida against Anna Jay. Jab to the midsection there by Jack Perry. Chair shot across the back there by Jack Perry as well. Is this no DQ? I didn't realize this was no DQ. There's a chair that's been set up in the corner. Pin and shoulder up. What do you think will happen on SmackDown with Roman? Do you think he's going to taunt Jay because Jimmy attacked him? I don't know. There'll be some comments, but apparently Jimmy is going to be is joining the Island of Relevancy. I mean, Jimmy could come out and acknowledge Roman again, which is going to take some explaining. It's going to take some serious explaining. Against the ropes, roll through. Oh, Jack Perry tries to senton, a rolling senton. But Rob Van Dam gets out the way. Van Dam looking for a senton on his own. Knee to the midsection. Into the corner. Prevented by Rob Van Dam. Head kick by Van Dam. As Jack Perry stumbles back into the corner. Van Dam charging over. Flips Perry over. Perry comes crashing down. Van Dam has got a chair. AEW has a serious lack of abandon matches. Abaddon matches. What's happening with her? Where is Abaddon? I wish Rob Van Dam would stay with AEW, said AB Jobson. Abaddon deserves better. Jim said, what if Paul Heyman or Roman is blackmailing Jimmy? That'd be interesting. Oh, sent onto a chair that was on top of Jack Perry. Yeah, that would work. If there was, I don't know what they'd be blackmailing him with, though. Sexy pictures. Not hard to explain. Jimmy will just go on about how Jay has been main event and he has been number 2 for months, says Alex. Yes, but does that explain why he's gone back to Roman? Because I agree, I can find reasons why he would stop Jay from winning. It's a little harder to find reasons as to why he would go back to Roman after being part of the reason why they left the bloodline. Damn, he just threw a chair and the chair, look, just got stuck on that top rope, which is pretty cool. Just hurled the chair. The chair just bounced off the referee and it's stuck on the top rope now. Let's see a replay of that. Rob Van Dam going up top. Oh, the sign said, if Perry wins, we boo. That's what it said. Not if Perry wins, we riot. If Perry wins, we boo. Shots coming in there by Rob Van Dam. Referee is down. Richard said a mystery person is going to help Jungle Boy. Dean said, I like it when they change the story. It makes it interesting. James said, we've got 2 days till we find out. We've got Jungle Boy down. Big splash. We've still got the referee down at the moment. Referee is still down. And we've got Rob Van Dam looking for a pin. A lot of wrestlers who work are still... Oh, is that Aubrey? Aubrey comes down, but only gets a 2. A lot of wrestlers who work are still working in the indies. They will disappear and come back when needed. That's why you don't see them. Oh, low blow. Low blow by Jack Perry into a chair in the corner. Roll up by Perry. 1, 2, 3. Jack Perry gets the win over Rob Van Dam. Jack Perry retains. Aubrey came down. Crowd aren't happy. Crowd don't like it. Crowd don't like it. Jack Perry retains. I expected a cleaner cheat like Ricky. So, Rob Van Dam is, you know, he's a bit, whatever. He'll get over it quite quickly. Probably won't remember it, in all fairness. Right, we're backstage with Renee. Is that a death triangle symbol? Rob Van Dynamite will be back, said Rivy. I like that. That's good. Travis said the match went too long. So, Lucha Bros against Blackpool Combat Club. That match coming up tonight. Penta says they are the best tag team in the universe. There we go. Right. MJF coming out now. Tinker, 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 tinker. What a disrespectful finish to do that to a legend, like Rob Van Dam said, Brandon. MJF and Adam Cole. So this is going to take us from hour 1 into hour 2. Joe said, I wish Rob Van Dam didn't lose. Chris said, MJF and Adam Cole are going to speak. Time for Roddy to blow a gasket again. The biggest event in professional wrestling. I can only imagine they're talking about the size of the crowd and the potential pay-per-view buys. Bum, 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 bum. Right, so I'm pretty sure the wrestlers who work for AEW are free agents. They can work where they want with Tony's blessing, says Red Sky. Travis said, someone should let Penta know that the Joker called and wants his look back. LA Dark Knight said, MJF is amazing. Right, here we go. Let's see what they've got to say. The devil has arrived. MJF, baby. There's a sign that says pay MJF. Apparently there's footage of me saying that everyone in the Midwest is mid. My favorite place in the USA is the Midwest. MJF said, may God strike me down if I'm lying. And there we go. God did not strike him down. Who's ready for story time? Do you think they will ever do a WrestleMania in 2 stadiums and it cuts from stadium to stadium for matches, but they can still watch the other stadium on massive monitors? No, I think WrestleMania 2. put pay to that. So a little promo battle. You're so skinny and ghostly pale white that if this was the 1980s, Hogan would have snorted you. Calls him a noodle arm. Adam Cole's like, I don't want to do a promo battle. That's my bad. So MJF apologizing. So yeah, what does Adam Cole want to do? All of you love us as a tag team, and the crowd say yes. I'm sure that you would love us to have championship golds. Oh, there's another set of tag team titles. The Ring of Honor? The Ring of Honor tag titles. So Adam Cole is interested. I owe my whole career to Ring of Honor, says Adam Cole. The pro wrestling that you know and love is thanks to a company like Ring of Honor. This mofo said Ring of Honor tag titles. Come see me when she gets a chance. She wants me to be her carry on. William, shout out to you. Talking about tag teams like the Kings of Wrestling. The Briscoes. They set the bar. It's about time we show how damn good we are, said Adam Cole. So he is trying to convince MJF to go after the Ring of Honor tag titles. They want to compete for the Ring of Honor. They want to become the Ring of Honor tag team champions on the buy-in show. On 0 Hour. You want me to wrestle twice in one night? Yeah, that's not a very MJF thing. Are you a sick pervert? Pervert champ. Gerald said, friendly reminder, this is a world title feud. Just letting you know because AEW haven't focused on it at all, said Gerald. It's a quirky build, but one that has got people's attention. You're my bro chacho for life. Who wants to see MJF and Adam Cole become your new... This is so not MJF. This is so not MJF. MJF is about getting more money, about wrestling as few times as humanly possible. And yet here he is seemingly loving the idea of competing twice in one night. Aussie Open, 0 hour. Why? Because we're better than you. The world champ is on 0 hour. You're kidding me. I'm digging it, says Ryan. What's 0 hour? It's the buy-in kickoff show, isn't it? So they've challenged Aussie Open. Oh, here's Roderick Strong. Roddy. I can't believe you want to win the ROH tag titles with him. I can't believe you want to win the Ring of Honor titles with him, the ROH titles with him, but not me, your actual real best friend. I'm getting tired of your weirdo ex... That's a good line. Your weirdo ex-girlfriend type vibes. Get in your car, go home. I want you to listen to some Taylor Swift. Very good. Very good. Calls him a bland B word. Yeah, that was very good. The crowd were really enjoying playing along with that. I want you to get in your car. I want you to go home. I want you to open your door. I want you to go upstairs. I want you to go in your bedroom. I want you to get your Hello Kitty pillow. I want you to cry yourself to sleep. I want you to get your headphones. I want you to listen to Taylor Swift. It was good, and the crowd were having a lot of fun with that. You never really was my friend, says Roddy. The Kingdom. So it looks like we must be building towards Adam Cole, MJF against the Kingdom. Roderick Strong walking off with the Kingdom. Adam Cole pushes MJF. I am your friend, but I'm his friend too. Do you understand that? Hug it out, chance. Adam is going to be the leader of the Kingdom after All In, said to heel. Adam Cole apologizing to MJF. Crowd are chanting, hug it out. And they do hug it. Do hug it out. If MJF socks him, I have no qualms, said Gerald. Adam Cole jumps out the ring and goes to see if he can find Roderick Strong. Let's go, said MJF. It's cool. MJF goes over to the corner, holds up his championship. Hug it out. Adam about to turn, said Rivy. Okay, so MJF jumps out the ring. We've got about 49 minutes left. MJF against Adam Cole. All in London. Cole will be the one to stab the knife in the back, said Horatio Mind. Tehil said, I bet Cole and MJF will win the titles, then lose them to Cole Roderick. Oh, Let's take a look back at this past Saturday night. So we just got a bit of a recap of Collision. This is good. Showing you what Collision looks like, showing you the best bits. Billy has retired, apparently. This show has been an average Dynamite. Yeah, put in your scores. Out of 10, what would you score the show? I do think I agree it's a step down from last week. But then I suppose last week was that 200th episode. Good to see Ricky the Dragon there, look. And Ricky Starks walloping Ricky the Dragon. CM Punk said, what goes around comes around. This Saturday, CMFTR taking on the House of Black, looking for those World Trio titles. CMFTR. Gerald said 5 or 6. WWE AEW fan said 5. Jordan said 5. Christopher says 4. Shaquem said 6. The crowd is a bit dead tonight, said A.B. Jobson. Got MJF and Adam Cole figures on the commentary table. Zoom Station said 6. Travis said 2. I always keep AEW on as background noise and I just watch this, said J Love. J Love, shout out to you, buds. 7 said Kyram. 1 Minute Wrestler says 7. Tahil said 7. A.B. Jobson said 5. Wrestle King said 5. Here's Blackpool Combat Club. Moxley. Right. Blackpool Combat Club versus Lucha Bros. Lucha Bros. Have you got those figures? I don't have any AEW figures. No, I made a decision when AEW figures first came out that I was not going to be starting a whole new figure collection. So I actually don't own a single AEW figure. The one that I would be interested in would be FTR with their jackets and the belts. I think an FTR figure with the jackets. Have they ever made those? You know, the black jackets with the colours on that looks cool. FTR figures. They've got them in red jackets. I don't want those. I don't want those, thank you. I want the black jackets. I want the Living Legends black jacket ones. Doesn't look like they have, you know. That seems like a bit of a missed opportunity. I would have thought they would have made that. They're churning out figures like no one's business, and they've never made them. Unless they're on the way, but I'm just having I just searched FTR figures, and nope. They did have them in red jackets. They look all right in red, but they're not the ones I want. So yeah, I'd get those. Have they done a Renee? Have they done a Renee figure? I've already got a Renee WWE one. Renee Young. Have they done a Renee? Have they not done a Renee either? I don't think there's a Renee. Oh my God. This company just won't make the figures that I'm looking for. They refuse to make a Renee figure. They refuse to make an FTR with the jackets. Have they made a Tony Khan figure? Come on. There must be a Tony Khan figure. There must be. Jazz Squares. Let's have a look. There must be. Is there not a Tony Khan figure? Are you telling me I've just randomly searched for 3 things and there's no figures of... I wanted to get a Tony Khan figure so he could hug all my other figures. Tony Khan scanned for potential unrivaled figure. So there we go. They're saying that he was scanned. I can't see one. Oh, well, there we go. Did WWE do a Renee figure? They did, yeah. They did a basic Renee Young. It wasn't very good. It pops up on a lot of worst figure lists, actually. I do have that. Just over there. Did you hear about the British Bulldog beer? If you haven't, I sent it to you. No. A British Bulldog beer? Happy to announce a British Bulldog beer is on the way. The flavors are amazing. This won't be light. The beer will have bites. So buying that. So buying that. I will only drink this from now on. Amazing. British Bulldog beer. Let's go. That's exciting. That's more exciting than a Tony Khan action figure. Renee Ambrose Paquette. My friend's auntie turned down a date with the British Bulldog. It's a true story as far as I know. That's fun. I mean, he was in a relationship. Well, I don't know. I mean, they did divorce, didn't they? Diana Hart Smith and him. Did they divorce? Or have I made that up? Let's have a look. British Bulldog. Right, I think Moxley's bleeding, guys. Some people have claimed his middle name was Davy Boy. This is... Not only was Davy Boy a common nickname, but the birth certificates did not have a middle name field. Oh, that's interesting. I never thought his middle name was Boy. Smith married Diana Hart Smith. They had 2 children. In early January 2000, Smith and Diana divorced, with Diana getting custody of the son. Shortly after his release from WWF in 2000, Smith entered rehab. So I suppose, I mean, look, he got a divorce in 2000. He was passed away by 2002. So if she did have a date with him, I suppose there is a window there of 2 years. I mean, look, maybe he was going on dates when he was married, but I don't know. When did they actually get married? He got married in 1984. So it was either pre-84 or post-2000, but he sadly passes away of a heart attack in 2002. I didn't know that as well. He was on a heart attack with his girlfriend, who was Bruce Hart's estranged wife. Whoa, that's messed up, innit? So he was in a relationship with Bruce Hart's estranged wife. He was 39. Steroids and painkillers were in his system. They were not at life-threatening levels, though. He had an enlarged heart. Bruce Hart said that Davey paid the price for a steroid cocktail and human growth hormones. Dark. Moody. Well, that put a downer on the beer story, didn't it? Right, we are underway with, how long we got? We've got 39 minutes. I might see if I can get an interview with her, said LA Dortnight. The Cody figure Days was showing a few months ago was cool. I love Penta's Joker gear, says Heather. Okay, right. We've got Cesaro, Claudio in there with Phoenix. And I think we've just gone to commercial break. British Bulldoggy style. Yeah, man. I'm quite excited for that beer. I like beer. It's cool. Some cool pictures as well. A couple of pictures of Davey with a pint. I mean, this one's pretty wild. It's, I mean, you wouldn't, I don't know. I mean, back in the day, this was very child family friendly, wasn't it? It's a bit weird seeing British Bulldog in his full British Bulldog attire, like with a pint in his hand, you know? But then saying that, there might have been like a sponsor or someone that they were looking to promote, or maybe he did it to promote like a friend's pub or something. Look at that. It's weird, isn't it? That's not just him in like normal attire. That's him in full-blown British Bulldog attire. Full-blown British Bulldog ring gear, the cape, the boots. I mean, he's ready to have a match. But he's got a big, really badly poured out pint in his hands. I mean, someone's really messed that up, isn't they? Look at the size of the head on that thing. Someone's really botched that. Botch. That should be on Botchamania. Davey. Cool picture, though. Cool picture. Never seen that before. We need Sky Blue figure, said Zoom Station. Undercover Manager said that's from 92. Could be when they went over back to do SummerSlam. Maybe a promotional picture. He's gone back to enjoy a pint. Yeah. I mean, they could have just had him with some crumpets and tea, couldn't they, you know? If you want to get across that kind of English vibe. Here's Davey having afternoon tea with the Queen. Not Charlotte Flair. Clothesline by Moxley. We've still got a few matches left to go. We know Vince will do anything for money. That attire fresh off his European Championship run, says Gerald's. So we're saying that is... That's later than 92, isn't it? When he's got the European Championship, which he eventually loses. He won it in Germany, didn't he? Lost it to Owen Hart. Yeah. 97? Oh, do you know what? That's way later than I thought. In my head, I was thinking 95. 97. British Bulldog pins Owen Hart. He got past Mankind. He got past Vader. And I'm really pleased that he won that. I'm pleased that he got the Intercontinental title. And I'm pleased that he got the European title. I am gutted he was never WWE champion. But he was so messed up, wasn't he, with drugs and steroids and everything. You just couldn't afford to put the belt on him. Right, we've got Moxley going up. Claudio in the ring. Spike pile driver. Shida main eventing is nice, but against Anna Jay. Well, yeah, because we spoke about how this was a double Anna Jay graphic. We spoke about that earlier. The clues were there, like, right in front of our eyes. How often do you see one wrestler being repeated twice on the same graphic? You just don't, do you? But you do here. Anna Jay in the top left and also standing behind Jericho. The clues were there. The clues were there all along. She's being pushed as a big star. She's on that graphic more than MJF. Clotheslines by Penta. Into a DDT. Penta again goes up looking for a backstabber on Claudio. 1, 2. Kick out. Didn't Davey win the European Championship in a pair of jorts? Do you know what? I don't know. I do remember him wearing I do remember him wearing something like that, but I don't think it. Do you know what? I don't know. I'm going to look. Is the Euro... Wasn't on a pay-per-view, was it? It was some weird European Championship match. British Bulldog beats Owen Hart. Well, if it is this match, then no, it wasn't. He wasn't wearing any there. It's red and... we're back from commercial break, by the way. This is Awesome Chance breaking out. This is awesome. They're in the corner. I don't know why it's all small, but that's what his... That's apparently from to become the first European champion. See, all these people, they're German. German! That's a German. That's a German. I wonder if they had Ein Grünen Shirter guy in the crowds. Ein Grüner Shirten. Ja! This ist ein grüner Shirten guy. Probably not. Chop's coming in. Shin did double duty on Monday, and we all saw how badly that turns out. Anna Jay doing double duty tonight could be just as bad. Don't let her near a dodgeball, said John. AEW has a soft brand split. He won the hardcore title. That's when he was wearing the jean shorts. Yeah, no, I wanted to look into it because I couldn't tell you. I genuinely couldn't tell you, but I do remember him wearing some jean shorts. But I couldn't tell you if it was that match. So I wanted to just have a little look. Fun. Okay, Moxley having a word with Penta. Shot coming in there by Penta. Moxley fires a shot back. These have been battling for a hot minute, haven't they? These two teams. These two exchanging shots. We want longer matches. We want more stories, says Gerald. Chop Fest, said Chris. Choppermania. Oh. Choppermania. We've still got to hear from Swerve, and we've still got Anna Jay. Let's go. Chop coming in there by Moxley. Chop, chop, chop. Penta does a little kick out, little dance. I don't know what that was. He just walked away, did a little hee. Came back and starts throwing in some kicks. Miero against the ropes. Gets booted in the midsection. Kick again coming in by Penta. We got Phoenix up top. That was rubbish. That was rubbish. Phoenix came down for like a spike pile driver. He jumped down, and for some reason, Penta waited, and then he did it. The timing was like super off. Wheeler Yuta was trying to get involved. Phoenix is up top. He moonsaults to the outsides. Roll up by Moxley. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the mask got pulled off. Mask came off. Penta's mask is off. Or Britt, I don't know where the Max went. They got a towel and they hid his face. There was a bit of concern there by Aubrey. So the mask was pulled off. Claudio has got the mask in his hands. I didn't see how the mask came off. Oh, there it is. Oh my God, I think I've seen his face. I saw part of Penta's face. Breaking news. Now the Claudio's putting the mask on. And now we've got people hitting the ring. Got an image of it here. Oh, man. Now Claudio's actually put the mask on. Look at that. Crazy moment from AEW. Look at this. The mask is removed from Penta. He gets rolled up, but you can get a pretty good shot of his face here as he's being rolled up by Jon Moxley. There would be a bit of urgency after from Aubrey Edwards that signaled that she wanted something to hide his face. So they actually threw a black towel in so that he could hide his face underneath a black towel. But you've got this moment right here where you can see a bit more of Penta's face than what we're used to seeing. So, yeah, Blackpool Combat Club removing the mask of Penta. Claudio even putting it on and really treating it like a trophy as they head back into the crowds. But, yeah, fun little moment on AEW. As they jump into the crowd, and we're going to be hearing from Swerve Strickland coming up next. So Moxley back in the crowd. What's Swerve going to say? Has Swerve got something that he particularly wants to say? I don't even know who he's feuding with at the moment. Oh, Nick Wayne, wasn't it? Beat up Nick Wayne last week. Here's Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega's leaving the arena. We haven't seen him tonight, though. Kenny said he's hoping the Bucks will be able to beat FTR. He wants to talk about what he plans to do for Wembley. Okay. Right, commercial break then. Kenny Omega's future up in the air. Yeah, didn't he just re-sign, though? I think he just re-signed. So I don't know how up in the air it is, to be honest. I'm telling you, they need to book Kenny versus CM Punk at Wembley for the heavyweight title. I mean, that would be huge, wouldn't it? That would be huge. Jericho, Takeshita versus Kenny and Ibushi are all in, says Tahil. Kenny with the Luchas. I mean, if you could do Kenny against CM Punk, I mean, that would just be money, wouldn't it? It would just be money. Serious money. Serious money. I mean, that is a match that a lot of people would be interested in. The story is very real. Those two, I think, are both professional enough to be able to put on a fantastic match with a fantastic backstory. It would be one of the most engaging, interesting matches that I think any company could put on. That must be one of the dream matches in wrestling right now. I mean, the story is right there for you. Right, we are at commercial break, as we said. And when we go back, we've got Swerve. And we're going to be hearing from him. Obviously, quite the beatdown of Nick Wayne last week. And we've then got our main event. Anna Jay is going to be in action. Yes. The only reason I tune in. I want Andrade with the belt with the grey suit. Jared said they've already apologized. Kenny and CM Punk have made up. There is now, it's time to make the match happen. Yep, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. It's Punk versus Samoa Joe at All In, says James. It's going to be 26 degrees near me tomorrow, said LA Dort Night. Ospreay could intervene in a Kenny match with CM Punk and cost Omega the victory, says Jarrett. Right, here we go. We're going back. We're going to be hearing from Swerve. Just got a black screen at the moment. Making us wait. Shaquem says fake news. Hello, Shahid. Hope you are well. The women's match is going to get about 10 minutes or something, said Gerald's. I've just got a black screen. Has anyone else got a black screen? Literally just a black screen. Nothing happening. I've got fights in the corner, an AEW logo in the corner. I've got a thing that says live. Ah, there we go. Now it's jumped back. So, Swerve Strickland making his way down. It's quite the band of brothers here. Do you think Moxley still has a top guy aura? I feel like the last 5-6 months he's really fallen off. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. He's had top guy aura for a long time for me personally. So I think you'd have to ask, like, you'd have to ask AEW fans. Okay, here we go. Swerve. Do you think there'll be any surprises? Oh, definitely. Definitely. That show is too big. They are definitely going to be throwing money. They've got money to throw as well. But they're definitely going to be throwing money at trying to bring in whoever they can get. AJ Lee, Goldberg, Mercedes. Any legends that aren't locked down. We had to put the fear of God into Nick Wayne. This group just looks like an absolute rabble, doesn't it? This group looks like if you've just got a load of creator wrestlers and you chuck them together. Brian Cage just standing in the back with his hands in his pockets. They're calling out Darby. Darby is coming out. Tell these people the whole story. I tried calling you, but you never answered. I tried to help you. I love All In is on at 6 p.m. It's such a chill time. Green said, the group looks believable, which is why I like it. Okay, so Darby is shouting here. Darby didn't know he had to dial 1 first. It's not his fault. I tried to call you, but I couldn't get a free line. I couldn't get a dial-in tone. Darby said he's got some friends too. Darby's got some friends. Lights have gone out. House of Black? Sting? Hold the phone? Bray Wyatt? Oh my God, it's going to be Bray. It's going to be Bray. It's going to be Bray and Uncle Howdy and the puppets. Who the flip is he? Sting on his own. Sting on his own. Lights just went out for about 20 years. And when he comes back on, it's Sting on his own, and he's managed to chase away like the whole of this group. The flip. What the flip? What the flip? They gotta get quicker with those lights out. There's no surprise attacks there or anything, is there? The lights go out for about 20 years. All of these people could have just jumped out the ring and ran off. The lights could have come back on and Sting would have been in the ring on his own. Sting pointing at the sign. So Darby's plan. Darby's plan was, there's 5 guys in the ring. What I'll do is I'll just stand in the entranceway and I'll say, I've got friends too. You mean friend, by the way, not friends. I've got friends too. Friend. There was one of them. Yeah, there was only one Sting. So his plan was, could you imagine the strategy backstage? The strategy meeting was, right, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll stand in the entranceway and then lights out and then you attack them. And Sting's like, oh, okay, yeah, but you'll come down and help. Yeah, no. I can't do that. I'm going to stay on the entranceway. You attack all 5 on your own. And he's like, are you sure that's a good plan? Because I am an old man. It's like, yeah, but you got the baseball bat, ain't you? And you'll have the surprise because of the lights out. And he's like, should we not just get like a tag? There's loads of tag teams. I mean, we could get the Acclaimed or House of Black or even some people from the Nightmare Factory or... No. Let's not complicate it. You just do it on your own, right? You just do it on your own. And what I'll do is I'll use the word friends to make it seem like it's even more people. And then that will intimidate them even more. So even though it is just you, I'll say friends. And then that way they'll think it's even more people. He's like, this planet, it's not sitting right with me. It's not sitting right. I'm just worried that I might get beaten up, what with them being 5 of them and 1 of me. And it's like, you'll be fine. You're Sting. You'll be fine. Well, it worked. Egg on my face. Because it worked. Sting and Darby stand tall as that band of brothers run away. It's Sting! Good thing you don't watch Rampage. If you thought John Morrison was a bit cringe in WWE, QTV is a whole nother level of cringe. Well, yep. I thought last week's Dynamite was good, really good. I really enjoyed it. I think this one has been well below that. But we're on the road to Wembley. Sting's in his 60s, is off injury. He's run off the entire embassy. It's a bit hard to buy, says Gerald. It's Sting! 14 minutes to go. Shida and Anna Jay coming up. Shida and Anna Jay sending us home. Shida versus Anna Jay. Right. AEW Women's Championship's going to main event, said Chris. Phil Mitchell is doing stuff like this too in EastEnders, says LA Night. Undercover Manager said, same old. Darby outnumbered. Sting comes to help. Sting and Darby against Swerve and Fox. Coffin match, said James. AR Fox on the biggest AEW card ever. I like their segment from last week where they beat up Nick Wayne. It was pretty brutal stuff, man. It was good. I really enjoyed that. Shaquem said Kenny and CM Punk have not talked at all. WWE and AEW fans said Shida is going to win. Shida. Let's go, Shida. Let's go, Shida. Imagine if Anna Jay wins. Just imagine. Just imagine. Just imagine the world that we're living in if Anna Jay becomes the new AEW Women's Champion. Right, we are at commercial break. They ran away from Sting like he had an AR-15. Well, do you know what? Perhaps they thought he did have an AR-15. Perhaps that was it. Perhaps we couldn't quite hear it. But perhaps when the lights come back on, he actually went... and they were like... Ah! And that's why they all went running and scattering. Don't know. Don't know. He's a legend, though, isn't he? He's a legend. He's a ledge. Right. Let's go. Going into the final part of the show, we got 12 minutes left to go. Kenny and CM Punk half taught, and they are willing to put their bitterness aside. They will work with each other, even if the Young Bucks won't, says Jarrett. Main event time. Main event Anna Jay. That's right. Let's go. Main event Anna Jay. Main event Anna Jay Uso. Okay, so we've got Cool Hand and we've got Daddy Magic making their way down with Anna Jay. Okay, here's Shida. Jim said, if Anna Jay becomes the AEW Women's Champion, that would be a wonderful world. Rachel Mine said, wait for AEW to stink up a revised faction. Okay, here's Shida. Shida! So we're just seeing scenes of last week where Shida won the championship. Serious question. Do you think that you will ever have your own Funko? No. I think there's a good chance if you keep this up. No. Red Sky said, I do love it when people are mean about AEW, not putting the women on their main event. They give them 2 main events, says Red Sky. Big Time said, tonight's show hasn't been a bad show. It's easy watch, but there's nothing engaging. How do you think about the show? I just think it's been really flat compared to last week. Don't know. I really enjoyed last week. And this one just... I like Shida, though. Keep coming out. I like a new ring gear, as we said last week. Insgurious, Anna Jay ducks underneath. Anna looking for a roll-up headlock. Shida goes back to the corner. Anna Jay over to the other sides. Shida locking up with Anna Jay. How did Anna Jay get this opportunity, by the way? No, do we even have rankings anymore? Is that still a thing, or is that just completely gone now? Did they reference the rankings at all? If they got rid of it, it's fine. I just don't know if they do it or not. Anna goes into the corner, looking to kick Shida. Shida moves out the way. Knee strike there by Shida. Shots coming in by Shida. Shida, stop with the punches, says Gerald, as Anna pushes Shida to the outsides. Anna with a kick. She kicked the ropes. She kicked the ropes. Shida went to the outside. I used to like the rankings, said Lance. Wins and losses never mattered in AEW. I think they still showed the wins and losses when people come out, though. So I think when people are coming like down to the ring, like their wins and losses are still displayed. But yeah, I haven't seen anything in regards to the rankings. It coming in there by Anna. Might still be on the website, maybe. Anna beat Sky Blue a lot. Now she gets a title shot, says PT. Travis said Shida can't punch. Anna slamming Shida's face down into the mat. 7 minutes to go. I like Daddy Magic shouting at Shida, "You're nothing." Come get it. Shida, Daddy Magic right in Shida's face there saying, "You're nothing." That was good. Shoulder up there by Shida. At WrestleMania 70, 1, 2, 3, he wins. Undisputed champion Roman Reigns, says Manvinder. They may show them, but they didn't mean anything. MJF and Tony Storm are all in confirmed. Well, MJF's are all in. Tony Storm. Shot coming into the midsection. Don't know about Tony Storm. Is she in one of the matches, qualifying matches? I know Britt Baker, Shida, Saraya. I can't remember the other one. If the other one's Tony Storm, then that would make sense. Forearm strike there by Anna Jay. Shida goes over. Anna Jay goes against the ropes. Net breaker. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Is most of this in picture-in-picture? Well, I don't know. I mean, we don't have picture-in-picture here. We're full screening, baby. We're full screening. How'd you feel about 2 top Japan women as the top champs at each company? Feel great. I mean, like, Asuka's been in WWE for a long time, so I know she's of a Japanese, and well, she is Japanese. I was going to say a Japanese background. She is Japanese, but I just see her as a WWE superstar. I suppose same with Shida. I mean, maybe it would be a talking point if both were new and they had both just come in the past few months, and then they both just happened to find their way to the titles. But Shida's been a champion in AEW before. During the lockdown pandemic era, I thought she did a good job. And so I don't mind us going back to her as champion. And I love Asuka. I'm a big fan of Asuka. You just want you just want good people that you enjoy watching compete, be champion, because chances are you're going to be watching them on a regular basis at the pay-per-views and everything. And I would say that both Shida and Asuka definitely tick those boxes. But, you know, eventually I'm sure we'll go back to the likes of Britt Baker, who I think will get another run with the title at some point. Maybe Jamie Hayter. I'd imagine Jamie Hayter will win the title again at some point. Right now, Io has got the title, obviously, in WWE. She cashed in. We haven't seen her as champion on the main roster, but I'm into it. I'm intrigued to see as to what we're going to do with Io. She was good down in NXT. Shida backing up. Chair has been set up. As we've got Cool Hand blocking. Daddy Magic blocking as well. So they're protecting Anna. Shida goes face first into the ring. Steps 3 minutes. Left to go as Anna Jay hurls Shida in the ring. 1, 2. And shoulder up there by Shida. Thoughts on the show? I think it's been flat for me. I can't say I've massively enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't found a way in for some reason. Don't know. I'm sure people maybe really enjoyed. I mean, I thought the first segment with Jericho and people leaving him was a bit strange, a bit like, it wasn't. There's nothing that's like particularly atrocious. I don't think this is like absolutely horrific. It's a disgrace or anything like that. But it's just a bit flat, a bit skippable. Hardys and Young Bucks didn't do it for me. Blackpool Combat Club, I wasn't really feeling it. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the recorded Adam Cole trampoline part thing either. That didn't do it for me. Their segment was okay, maybe the highlight of the show. Like, MJF had a few good lines. I like what he said to Roderick Strong, or when he started laying into Adam Cole because he thought they were going to do a promo battle. I do find it a bit weird, though, that they're going to go after the Ring of Honor ROH tag titles. As I said, it just doesn't feel very MJF, him competing twice and being all right with it. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, I do know. I don't think it's been that great. I do know, but I think there'll be people out there that have enjoyed it. Now and the crowd have been really quiet for this main event. We just had, I don't know, what did Daddy Magic just do there? Was he trying to help or hinder? What was he trying to do? I don't know what he was trying to do. Daddy Magic and Cool Hand on the outside have been helping Anna Jay. But then Cool Hand just did something, and it's a pin and a win for Shida. I'm coming, Wembley. As a champion. Oh, yeah, Tony Storm's in automatically. That's right. Tony Storm's in automatically. So it'll be Shida, Tony. I'm sure it'll be Soraya and Britt Baker. Okay, well, there we go. We've got Shida in the ring. We've got Daddy Magic and Cool Hand helping Anna to the back. I really don't know what he was trying to achieve. Well, there we go. It looked like he was trying to move her hand to the rope for a rope break, said Sean. Okay. Momentarily, I did just wonder if he had cost her, because that whole group seems to be turning on Jericho. Maybe they're just turning on each other now, but no, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, we're out of time anyway, so I don't know. Was he? I don't think that they were meant to break that pinfall, because we're out of time as it is. Either way, look, it's done. Shida's won. Got a little extra footage here, which I'm sure will be cut off very quickly. Shida has gone to the back. And there we go. We just got a little extra on fighters. We saw Shida hold up the title, go to the back, and then it cut out. Right, put in your scores. We'll stick around for a few moments as people can put in their scores. Gerald says, I'm scoring it a 4. Jordan said a 4. Alexis said 3. WWE AEW fan said 5.5. Lance said was RVD on the show. He was, and there was a few moments there. Yeah. Heather said this week's show didn't live up to last week, but 6.75. James said this was skippable. Jaden said 3.5. Zoom Station said 4. French Peter said 6. Chris says 4. LA Dark Knight, shout out to you. Travis said 3. Rob said 2.8. Greg enjoyed it though. Greg gives it an 8 out of 10. Tahil with a 7. If you told Anna to stay down because maybe he told Anna to stay down because the TV time was up. Maybe. Gerald said that show happened. LA Dark Knight said 4. Hassin said 6. RM Coolboy with a 4.5. Shaquem with a 7. EO Blue Sky said 8 for Shida. I like Shida. Hawkins Jr. said 5. Arash Mind said 6. Scott said 6. AB Jobson said the ending felt rushed. Maybe they knew they were overtime, but it felt flat. Steven said MJF will have Adam Cole wrestle most of the tag match to wear him out. Boomers with a 5. Lance said, I only saw the second hour, but it kind of sucked. Jim said there's no such thing as a skippable wrestling show. Stephen with a 3, AB Jobson with a 5. Joshua said wasn't as bad, not as good as last week, but that's a given. Ledge Killer with a 6. Boomer said 3.5. Red Sky said a 6. Lance said I love last week's show. Yes, I suppose it is unfair to compare it to the 200th episode of Dynamite, which I haven't actually seen the reviews of, but I really enjoyed it, had praise for it. I know many of you in the chat enjoyed it, had praise for it. I would hope that it got good reviews elsewhere as well. So, yeah, maybe a bit unfair to compare it to the 200th episode of Dynamite, but oh well, doesn't matter. We move on. As we said, the excitement is very real for Wembley. Very real for Wembley, and that's not that far away now. Talking a few weeks, so we're just going to keep putting the final touches or building that card. It's coming up. It's it's taking shape. That's what I'm looking for. It's taking shape. So yeah, we'll soon be there covering that. And then of course we've got All In, we've got All Out, we got 2 monster shows coming up back to back. So we can see in the very near future quite a hectic period for AEW. So, yeah, if you do have a bit of a sleeper show, it's all right because we know there's plenty of good stuff on the way. Right, with that being said, we are done. A big thank you to everyone that joined us. Appreciate the support as always. Don't forget, we are back on Friday for SmackDown. It is going to be monstrous. I've got so many questions about Roman, Jimmy, Jay, what the flip's going on with all of that. So very much looking forward to getting some answers. Very much looking forward to seeing where we go next with that story. We are going to start early. I'm going to start super early again. We started Raw at 11, which was 6 Eastern. I'm going to do the exact same for SmackDown. So feel free to stop by, share your thoughts, theories, suggestions. We'll get stuck into all of that. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of rumors as well. So lots on the way. Awesome, guys.